Hello, and welcome to another update video about DOT. Yeah, we're here on the Polkadot chart, and we can see that the price is bouncing off the support levels down there, which we defined before, structural support, and basically the lower boundary line of this sideways channel that we're dealing with. And I'm still considering here a potential triangle pattern that might be unfolding. And there are two ways how this triangle could essentially unfold. Talked about that before. Most of you will know the pattern. In both counts in both scenarios that we've been tracking, we've basically been watching for a bounce and a rally to the upside, which could be in the yellow count just the E wave, and then we could say we break to new lows. This would need to prove itself. For me, the white count seems to be more likely at the moment. That would be at least a rally into this upper resistance area, 1238, 1393, 1657. Why does it seem more likely? Because for many coins, I'm still tracking the potential of one more high, while I'm not necessarily watching for all-time highs to be reached here on the DOT chart. I'm still considering this as a potential corrective rally that could be unfolding and would be in line with what I'm tracking for Bitcoin. But obviously, we need also a bearish alternative. But even then, there was a good chance for a bounce from down here, which seems to be unfolding right now. So let's talk about it. First of all, we have a 5-wave move down from the 2021 high, which isn't clearly bullish. Therefore, I'm not expecting new all-time highs. Always happy to change my mind. If the chart presents something that would suggest this is actually the case, I have to change my mind. That's why our analysis is to a large degree objective based on guidelines. So, I'm not opposed to that, but the chart has to prove it. The chart has to tell me. At the moment, the idea would be that we are tracking here a wave 2 bounce. So that means wave 1 to the downside. This is an A wave up. Because this looks a bit like a 5-wave move up, I'm considering that this indeed is a wave 2 correction, which is not complete yet. So we have seen the A wave, then we have A, B, C in wave. No, sorry. We have seen the A wave, yeah, and then this is a B wave triangle. A, B, C, D, E, and then we could rally higher in wave C of 2. This would be the white count in which we get a, let's say, larger degree wave 2 bounce. Again, it can take us into that blue zone between 1238 and 2657. First of all, though, we need to see a little bit more of that structure here from the March low and how it's going to develop. Thesis would be that we're currently working on a D wave of a triangle. That would be a D wave, which is a corrective rally, would be an ABC structure, and then an E wave down, and then this would complete the B wave, okay? The B wave is a triangle, A, B, C, D, E. What I want to do now on this chart here, I want to share with you the microstructure before we really go into the 1 hour time frame chart, okay? So what I will do here just now is to, I know that's fine. So I just want to label for you how this would look like. Quick explanation for those who are not so familiar with Elliott wave. The D wave would be an A, B, C structure. And what we're now tracking is potentially wave A in D. And that A wave can again be a 5-wave move or a 5-wave move or a 3-wave move. And at the moment, I'm tracking a 5-wave move up. And I just want to show you that before we go to the micro patterns, because some of you might be a bit confused when you see that, but here you see this is the A wave, and I'm tracking a 5-wave move. So this is A waves can be 5 waves or 3 waves. Good performance. Probable reason is because we were so close to an invalidation point. It was an obvious reversal pattern down there. Obvious level where at least a temporary bounce could occur. We have wave 1 and 2 done. This could be a 3rd wave, which I initially assumed here. But I would say based on latest price action, makes sense to assume it here. Then this was a wave 4, and we're now moving up in a wave 5. This is obviously subject to change. This is really just an assessment of the smallest microstructures. The key level here that needs to hold now is $4.33. As long as that's the case, I assume circle wave A or wave A to the upside is still unfolding. Next upside levels to watch $4.71, then $4.83 and $4.96. as long as we're holding that red line at around 433, the overall focus would be on higher prices. From up there, then a pullback in wave B could follow. If we break below 433 now, then it would be an indication that we're already starting that B wave pullback a little earlier. Support is 386 to 422, which means if we get a pullback, this would be the area where we can watch for support. That's the update about DOT. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.